Hey guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about the interactive website that I found recently, and it's called The Boat. What The Boat is an interactive multimedia storytelling project created by the SBS Australia. It's based on a short story created by Nam Lee, and he tells the story of a very young um, Vietnamese refugee fleeing Vietnam by boat after the Vietnam War. I think the reason why I chose this project is, oops, the reason why I chose this project is because it's one of the most well-known examples of multimedia storytelling. Instead of simply reading an article, user can experience through interactive scrolling, animations, and sounds, which I'm not sure pick up in this recording, but there is a lot of backgrounds, audios, and illustrations. And since our class is creating a whole multimedia project, I wanted to analyze how different forms of media works together to create an even stronger storytelling experience. So I want to talk about a little bit about what the story is. It follows our main protagonist called, and her name is Mai. She and her family as they attempt to escape Vietnam after the war, and they aboard an very overcrowded refugee boat, as we see, and face dangerous conditions at sea. Throughout their journey, might experience fear, uncertainty, and hope while trying to survive. Is you can either auto scroll, put it at full screen, which I'm not gonna do the auto scroll today. I'm gonna scroll it myself so I can know when to stop and when to continue. And yeah, going back to the story, it's based on a real experience shared by many Vietnamese refugees, and making it both to me personal, I feel personal and very much historical. Oh, there's an interactive right here where you can click and it will link you to another page that talks a little bit more about the behind the scene stories of who she is and a little bit more about her. And then you can go back and continue the story. So what media are being used here? And the boat has several forms of media to tell stories. First, there are traditional written texts, and the text provide the main narrative and allow the readers to understand my thoughts and emotions. Second, the project used a lot of illustrations and animation. The visual moves at scroll and creating a sense of motions and helping reader feels as though they're traveling with the characters. And third for me is it used a lot of sound effect and music and the sounds of waves and storms and another clickable where you can learn little bit more histories and facts in a more interesting and more engaging way to me, at least to me. Can go back. For the fort, as I acknowledge, there's a lot of interactive element control by scrolling. So instead of clicking through pages, the user moves through the story at their own pace. And there are maps and visual transition that helps explain location as well. I think the text itself is used to provide depth and emotional context. It tells a lot of feeling hidden behind the visual alone that the visual cannot do. And there's these tiny elements of animation that create movement and a lot of immersion. For example, if I move my mouse to the left and right, all the way across the screen, like it moves with me. And there's sounds effect that you just feel like you're in the moment yourself. And I feel like I say that a lot, but this website is doing a great job of that. The visual communicates a lot of information without saying much. Through the scrolling interaction, it gives reader control over to me over pacing. And I feel like feel more comfortable that way. And then instead of the video that moves at the fixed speed, reader can pause, move slowly, or continue quickly depending on how they want to experience the stories themselves. And when the artists bring this together, I feel that different media creates a more immersive experience than any single medium could provide. Yeah, I feel like if there's documentaries, the viewers might be better to understand the real world events behind the stories. But adding too much information, I feel, would distract from the emotional focus of my personal journey. And so the creator likely chose simplicity intentionally. And there's a little bar next to on the side where you can skip through the stories, and it's a number as of the chapters. And you scroll through the last part. So I think in conclusion, the boat is an excellent example of multi storytelling because it's multimedia storytelling because it successfully combined illustration, animation, sound, and interaction into a single experience. I think it's demonstrate how different forms of media can work together and create a powerful and emotional stories. And it provides a lot of valuable lessons that can be applied to our own multimedia project as well. To me, it's just very emotional and well thought out. Thank you.